Hank, you're awesome for the simple fact that you touched something that I always hold close to my heart: ecology and the environment. Um, Unfortunately, I don't take the approach of looking at it in an economic perspective. In fact, I try to look at it differently, but unfortunately, in today's lifestyle and life expectancy and the not the greed factor that we humans tend to have, but the glint of let's develop it and not really worry about it. A lot of people don't put a lot of thought into their foreplanning, and they think that they're allowed to do a lot without being penalized. Well, I can tell you this. Um, my idol in Canada is David Suzuki. Now, most Americans and possibly all you nerd fighters know who David Suzuki is. While I was growing up, always watched the nature of things, and I came to a sudden conclusion of one specific thing about our lifestyle. We still rely on the land and the local environment to be able to survive and to be able to prosper, have stress reduction, do activities. I mean, you name it, we use it. Unfortunately, by using it, we also use it for capitalist interests. Now, the funny thing is, and I'll try to illustrate my point with this cube that I have here. Okay, imagine land being as it is now. When we create something, you eventually have your money piles up because of creation, waste, and whatnot. We'll say that it's on this side. Okay, if it gets too heavy, eventually what happens? Well, in this case, it's a little bit of a oversimplistic explanation, but we just broke the environment. Now, to get it back up to where it was, it's not as easy as it seems, because there's a lot of environmental remediation that needs to be done for waste pollutants that are unfortunately spewed in waters, soil. Take it from me. I've had the experience of actually working in a lot of neat places, water filtration plants, the sanitary I don't like using the term, but that's what they coin it now, sanitary landfills, where they actually control all the leachate, and it's all clay compacted. Unfortunately, there's only so many places that you can build them, and we always end up having communities that don't want it near them because they think it's going to be an eyesore, and it's not that big of a deal. Yes, it does bring down property values, but what do you care about more? The fact that your environmental area can protect everyone else's safely versus something else? I don't know. Anyways, that my opinion will differ from everyone else's, as you will have your individual opinions, and I respect all of yours, as hopefully you'll respect mine. That said, the waste filtration way of looking at what New York did, it actually works marvels. They use lots of swamp areas. Now, here's unfortunately a saddening fact. Did you know that swamps are still viable ecosystems? Even people think that they should be filled in and developed. Here's an even bigger thing. Did you know that if you're caught, or even if you build on land that you did not receive permit to get in regards to a watercourse alteration? Now, this may not apply to United States, but it definitely applies here in New Brunswick. The provincial department can fine your ass and force you to remediate the environment to a better quality than what you actually left it after you developed the area. I'm not joking. They're quite serious about it, and inspectors will go to court with it, and you will lose. I've seen it happen too often, and they document themselves very well. You can try to document yourself, but if you didn't get the proper permits, or if you decided to go against what you were given as authority, you will be forced to remediate. This goes to anybody who's actually owned cottages. Believe it or not, anyone in New Brunswick who owns a cottage near a watercourse, who cleared their line of sight with their actual cottage. Now, this is for cottages that have already been established too close to the water, where they actually get flooded and they're higher up because they've been rebuilt and done. There is a lot that can be done, but we would have really appreciated if anyone who decided to buy land decided to say, I'm not going to clear cut it just because I want to have a better site. of the river. I'll just chop the top of trees so I can have at least some better eyesight. That's less of a destructive idea. But unfortunately, I'm not in the environmental science anymore for the simple fact that I would have wanted to become an environmental inspector after my 6-month practicum. And for my health, I decided against it because we're always exposed to toxins, environmental pollutants that will build up, and it's something that you have to do every 6 months to get your blood tested, get yourself tested by your doctor, follow up your own health. But anyways, you two brothers are cool, and definitely teaching is a nice theme. Have a nice one, John.